Hi there and welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here, and in this video we're talking about order of operations with indices and roots. So I'd like to start off by what we've learned previously on Hegarty Maths. We've learned about various orders of operation and what order to do them in, and we used BIDMAS as an acronym to kind of help us with a rough outline of what order to do things in. We did notice that there were some problems with it, but do you remember what BIDMAS stood for? Could you fill in what BIDMAS stand for? Well, hopefully you got the following. Brackets is the number one thing. We should do the operations in brackets first. Then we should do any indices or powers next. Division and multiplication are equal third weighting, and addition and subtraction are equal fourth weighting. Right, if you remember that, and we've done other videos on this previously with negatives and fractions and all sorts, let's just go straight into it where they involve indices and roots, which is this thing, the second most important thing. Right, let's go. Work out 3 multiplied by 2 squared. 2 squared is indices. That happens before multiplication. So let's do the 2 squared first. That's equal to 4. And don't forget to do 3 multiplied by it. And 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Simple. Here we've got brackets, a multiply and an indice. So we should do the thing inside the brackets first, as that's number 1. 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 6. So we've got to do 6 squared, and 6 squared is 6 times 6 is 36. We're done. Let's try some more. Pause the video and have a go. Here we've got a division and an indice, or a power. We should do that first. So let's do the 3 squared first. 27 divided by 3 squared, which is 9. And 27 divided by 9 is 3. Now we've got a brackets, division and an indice. We should do the operation in the brackets first, which is actually happens to be a division. 27 divided by 3 is 9, and we have to do 9 squared at the end, which is 81. Done. Okay, pause the video and try yourself. Here we've got an indice and a division on the go, so we should do indices first. So 12 squared is 144, and we have to do 144 divided by 3. Now, is 144 divisible by 3? 1 add 4 is 5, add 4 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, so yes it is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, so I'm going to go over here and do a short division. 144 divided by 3. How many 3's into 1? None, carry the 1. How many 3's into 14? 4, carry 2. And how many 3's into 24? 8. So the answer to this problem is 48. Now this one, we've got a division and we've got a power here. The brackets here is telling us to do the division first. What's in the division sign first? So 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4, and we're supposed to work out 4 squared, which is equal to 16, and we're done. Pause the video and try this one. Here we've got a subtract and an indice. We should do the indice first. So we're going to work out 16, and don't forget to do 20 subtract 16, and the answer is 4. Here we've got brackets, a subtract and an indice. We should do the thing in brackets first. 20 subtract 4, which is going to be 16, and then work out 16 squared. Now if you don't know 16 squared, let's go over here and work out 16 squared. The way I would actually do it is realize it's 16 multiplied by 16, and I would say that's like 10 16s add 6 16s. I find that quite an easy way of doing it. 10 16s is 160. 6 16s, well, that's 6 times 10, which is 60, and 6 times 6, which is 36. So that would be add 96, and 160 add 96 is 256. So therefore the answer to this is 256. The next one, we've got brackets, we've got a subtract, a times and a power. We should do what's in the brackets first, so we should try and work out this thing first, and within the brackets there is a priority. There's a subtract and a multiply, so we should do the multiply first. So let's keep our brackets here. The multiply will give us the answer 10. Don't forget to do 12 take away 10 and keep the cube there. 12 take away 10 is 2, but don't forget we must cube it, and 2 cubed is 8, and there you go. pause the video and have a go. Now the little thing you have to know here from our index notation work, the square root of 25 is a power. It's actually 25 to the power of, do you remember? Half. So when you see square roots or cube roots, they're actually indices or powers. So we've got an add, an indice and a multiply. Let's do the indice first. Square root of 25 is 5. Don't forget we've got multiply by 10. Don't forget we've got 3 add that answer. Now we've got an add and a multiply. Let's make sure we do the multiply first. 5 multiplied by 10 is 50, and we've got 3 add 50, and 3 add 50 is 53, and we're done. In the next one, we've got a subtract, an indice, because that's really to the power of a half, and we've got a subtract on inside. Now, we must, do you remember when I said to you if you had something like 2 over, I don't know, 4 take away 3, even though there's not a brackets there, we need to work out 4 take away 3 first to see what we need to do our division by. And the same sort of thing applies here. We've got to work out 21 subtract 5 first before we can take its square root. And whenever I see something in the square root, I put a bracket around it to remind me to do it first. So that's what we're going to do. 21 subtract 5 first, which is 16. Don't forget we're working out the square root of that answer, and we're doing 20 subtract that. The square root of 16 is 4, and we're doing 20 subtract that, and 20 subtract 4 is 16, and we're done. Next one. Pause the video, have a go. Now we've got a division here, but we've got something on the numerator. We have to work that thing out first before we can divide it by the 4. And within the numerator, we've got a takeaway and an indice, so we should do the indice bit first. So 4 squared is going to be 16. Don't forget we need to do 18 subtract that, and when we've got the answer to that, we're going to divide it by 4. 18 subtract 16 is 2, and we're going to divide that by 4. And this is a fraction, isn't it? We can simplify that, divide top and bottom by 2, and we get a half. Or you could write as a decimal 0.5 if you really wanted, but a half is perfect as well. Next question. Pause the video, have a go. Right, we've got brackets, we've got add, we've got indices, we've got takeaway. Brackets first, so we need to do the thing inside the bracket first here. But within the bracket, we've got an add and an indice. So within those two, we should do the indice first. So 3 squared is 3 multiplied by 3, which is 9, and 8 add 9 we're going to work out. Okay, so 8 add 9 and then take away 11. 8 add 9 is 17, subtract 11, and we get ourselves 6, and we're done. And the last one, we've got ourselves various things going on here. Let's keep track of it. We've got a bracket, okay, and brackets usually happen first. We've got an indice or a square root. We've got a division. So let's do the bracket first. And within the bracket, we've got an indice and a takeaway. So we need to do that bit first, the indice. So 3 squared is 9. So we write 9, and don't forget we need to do takeaway 4. And then we've got 36 divided by square root 9, add that. Let's do the bracket. 9 take away 4 is 5. So we're going to write 5 there, and we're going to write 36 divided by square root 9, add 5. Now we've got a divide, a square root, or an indice, and an add. We need to do the indice first and work this out here. Now square root 9 is 3. So we're going to have 36 divided by 3, add 5. Now we've got a divide and an add. We should do the divide first because division is more powerful than addition. Now 36 divided by 3 is 12, and we've still got to add 5, and 12 add 5 is 17, and we are done there. And that's it for this video, practicing our order of operations with indices and roots. Thanks very much for watching.